Hello everyone. My name is SteveTVOnline. This is one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm super excited to be showing this off for this marathon and doing this great cause. And I'm here with Jelitui.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Jelly2 and I also run this game.
And actually, I'm right on the main screen that we need to start for the timing. So if everybody is all set, I will count down and the timing will start. The timing begins in three, two, one, go. Welcome to Beyond Good and Evil. Right here, we're gonna see at the very beginning here, uh, where we are at this island here, where Jade, you will find her, the main character, is hosting a bunch of orphans on a planet because the Doms have taken capture of them, their parents. So she's keeping track of them while they're there.
Yeah. Um, Basically, this happens in a universe where the Doms, which are like extraterrestrial creatures, are starting to attack a bit of like everywhere around the universe, and Hillis, which is a planet we're on, and this part of the world, is being attacked by the Doms for quite some time already, and well, let's say that they aren't alone.
If you have played this game casually, I'm sorry to say this is the only time that you're gonna actually be on the island. They're gonna talk about it multiple times throughout this run, but we're only going to be here once. And coming up right away, as Jelly said, we're not alone, and we're going to try and defend them, the island, from these things that are falling from the sky. Gonna throw up the shield, but then gonna find out that the shield kind of gets deactivated because there is not enough money in the Optima account.
Yeah, we can see that we're 350 units short, as it said. So no more shield for us, and that means that Jade will have to take care with her own hands.
And right here, we're going into our actual first fight right at the very beginning of the game here. And there's a little bit of optimal attacking that we're going to be doing throughout the entire run. And what is that movement, or what is that attacking that we're going to be doing, Jelly?
So basically, the optimal combo at the beginning of the game to kill these Dom sarcophagi is basically you have to press the attack button twice, then do just a little break, and press the attack button again, which will do the combo that you're seeing right now on your screen. So Jade attacks twice, does a little pause, and then does that weird attack where she like turns around, and that does multiple hits. And at the beginning of the game, it's the only way to one-shot, or one turn, I should say, these Dom sarcophagi. So this part is mostly like defeating those the fastest you can, while not missing a combo. And when it's right, it was like now. So when the time is slowed down, it can be a bit tricky to get the timing right because your break has to be longer. But it's normally easy enough, and Steve just did everything right there. So that's good.
So after we've freed off all the orphans, we actually get captured ourselves, and we're stuck under the ground, and we run into something else.
Yeah, and well, we don't know yet what this is, but it's pretty scary, and it has a different language as well. And so that thing is talking to Jade and saying something we don't understand. But I want you guys to remember Shawnee.
And then we get in probably one of the better characters in the entire game, and this is Paige. Paige is Jade's uncle, or that's what she calls him, her uncle. And so we're gonna go into this next fight. There's a little bit of optimization for this too. So normally when you do this fight, normally you would think that you had to attack as much as you can, But in reality, all you have to do is you have to attack it once, then you have to do your power attack, which you just learned about, then attack it again, power shot, attack it, power shot in that order, and it will just kill off, oops, the boss. Wasn't facing the right way.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. And then, boom, that's the first boss of the game. It is pretty easy. Most bosses in this game has hit counters instead of life. So most of the fights, you could theoretically defeat them by just doing exactly the same strat of like hitting it once, waiting for the phase to end, hitting it once again, waiting for the phase to end.
So I'm just going to roll into this cutscene here. It's a lot faster than just walking up to it or running, because if you do one roll, you're going to see me do that quite a bit in some of these areas to get to places a little bit faster. It just gets into the cutscene a little bit faster than you normally would. And this is our pearl. The pearls are what are allowing us to gather to buy different things throughout the entire world. And in order to complete my route that I'm doing, we have to collect 31 pearls, technically.
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays, and when I say nowadays, it's literally since maybe last week or something, we started to implement a new route into the game, which allows us to only collect 30 pearls instead of 31, because 30 is the bare minimum that we need right now, so we can buy a specific item later on that will allow us to go to the end of the game. And basically, the route that Steve is doing right now is using the first pearl that we just collected to buy the Speedcraft motor that we will see in about 5 minutes from here. But on the new route, we don't buy that motor anymore. We just skip it directly. And I'll explain more of that when we actually get there.
Yeah, so that new route that was found is actually saves about a minute of gameplay off of it. If once I learn it, I'll be able to save about a minute. But it was found last week, and I was already practicing for this when it was found for this marathon, and I was like, I'm not gonna have time to learn it. So I will learn it eventually, because this practice has really helped me out, so much so that I managed to get a PB earlier yesterday practicing for this marathon.
Yeah. Another thing that we want to talk about is, so as you guys can see here, this is Beyond Good and Evil HD, which is the version that came out for HD consoles. So in this case, this one came out for Xbox 360 first, but Steve is playing on the Xbox Series X right now. The fastest version of the game is actually the PC version, which is also the SD version. And we've also discovered this week that the fastest version is a Polish retailed version of the game that has some kind of a patch that makes loading times faster. And the world record holder actually runs on that version. So the meta, let's call it that, is starting to shift from like normal PC version to that Polish retail version. And these past 2 weeks have been pretty exciting on the Beyond Good and Evil community, because on speedrun.com we have 3 categories right now, which is any percent no major skips, and 100%. But we will be adding very soon a new category, which is any percent glitchless.
Oh, crap.
So here is the first trick that Steve is actually tried to do, and it just did. Good job. Which is basically when catching that camera, you can you basically can make so you skip a text box that tells you, oh, you got the camera, use it like this, blah blah blah. And it's very easy to do in a sense of like it can be finicky, but basically you just have to be facing away from the camera and press the button to collect it.
So the reason that we're grabbing the camera in the first place is there is a lady that's part of the whole Optima service that wants a collection of every species in the entire area. So every picture that we take gives us more money that we can spend to keep buying things as well as keeping our money flow inside of the island.
Yeah, exactly. And the camera will be useful for the money route of the game, because taking pictures, as you already saw, gives you money. And so we will be taking 2 more pictures during the game for money purposes. Since we need to buy 2 pearls later on, and the super attack. So we'll need to take 2 pictures, which will be 2 boss pictures, which will give us 3,000 star pieces. Is it that? I don't even remember the name, but
I don't know.
It's the money.
Yeah.
So it gives you 3,000 purple things, which is the money, and we will need basically we need, I think, 8,000 for all the shopping we have to do during the game.
I've had very unlucky collection of these of that money, so I've taken an extra safety picture that takes like less than 5 seconds to do. Just so I don't run out of money and have to take like panic pictures near the end of the game, because we need all that money for stuff later on to help us make it easier.
Yeah, definitely. Like on a marathon setting, it is like advised to take an extra picture just to make sure you don't run out of money. You normally shouldn't, because you technically have like 2,000 left, but if you have exactly 2,000 left and you miss something for some reason, you might not get every upgrade you need, and it could be very bad.
All right,
and
so
lose
we're
you tons of time. Sorry.
we're finally getting off of the lighthouse here, and we're heading into the biggest skip in the entire game. And it is a trick. Let's just say that.
Yeah. It is definitely something.
Yeah. So
It is the biggest run killer, definitely.
Yeah, so this trick can be first try, or it can be 10 minutes later, you're finally getting the trick, but we're not going to take that long for this. I have a backup save in case it takes too long here, which we're hoping not to use. So, can you explain exactly what's going to be happening here in just a second, Jelly?
Oh boy. So, first of all, let me explain what's gonna happen right now with this cutscene. So the cutscene that is gonna play, it's because, as you can see, the hovercraft isn't working properly, so we won't make there to Mamago Garage. So we have to take to be like towed down until we get to Mamago Garage. And the trick will start pretty much as we get to Mamago Garage. So once we get there, we'll go buy the Speedcraft motor that I talked earlier. And then we're gonna perform what is called the Early Beluga. So if you guys have ever played this game, you know that we will need a spaceship. And that spaceship name is the Beluga. And the Beluga normally is inside the lighthouse island, so the island we just came from, and we get it like almost at the end of the game with a pretty long cutscene. But we found a way that unfortunately is luck dependent. It's not RNG dependent, it's really luck dependent. Which, since you can dock the Beluga in Mamago Garage, it technically is there. So if you get to the loading zone of the docking point of the Beluga, you can get the Beluga earlier. And for that, Steve is just gonna run forwards and backwards in this specific
Oh my
spot.
gosh, yes.
And it was a lucky day. There it is.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
oh man, second try. What a run we have here. So this literally can take minutes. I had such a long explanation to cover it up, but I guess it's not really needed. But I'm continuing just for the sake of it. So now he's coming back, and we have already the Beluga. And he's gonna go to Black Isle. But to explain a bit more of what we know and what we don't know about the early Beluga is, so what we know is that Jade's camera gets stuck in the wall, which makes her technically change her XYZ position to touch the loading zone, and thus making her going into that loading zone, giving us the Beluga. What we don't know is how exactly that works. It works in literally every machine of the Mamago garage, but to a 20 pearl machine, which is the one Steve used, is the one that seems to be most consistent. And right here, Steve is just doing what we call the Castellac cutscene skip, because there's that guy there, which is apparently Mr. de Castellac, and he has like a weird cutscene if you go there where he explains what you should do in Black Isle. But by doing that jump that Steve just did, we skipped that cutscene. And
Wow.
Jade lips tremble there when you skip the cutscene.
So, if you're playing any percent, to explain that early Beluga, that skip saves 45 minutes to an hour depending on how well you actually do the trick. So, if you're doing an any percent run, it is absolutely mandatory for you to do it. So, once you get a good run going, like once you start getting good runs going, it is just restart points over and over and over again until you get another good run with it.
Yeah, it is like I said earlier, it is the biggest run killer, and the biggest like the more sad part about all this is before that you already played for almost 12 minutes, and most of that is cutscenes that are unskippable in this game. So every time you go there and you don't get the early Beluga fast enough, that's a reset, and that's 12 more minutes of cutscene.
Yep. As you can tell, since we're doing the any percent, there is quite a bit of cutscenes, but that's why we've set up a lot of talking here. Oops.
Yeah. There's a lot of things we can actually talk about in this game. The movement is pretty optimized. We haven't still said what is the biggest difference about like HD and SD versions, so PC and console versions. So the biggest difference is really loading times. In consoles, they are really slower, and that's why the console version is slower. But unfortunately, we don't have a separate leaderboard for the HD version. Nice one there, where you get the little trick. So there, he attacked once and then pressed the dodge button very fast. So on the first frame after the attack, while the cutscene launches, he dodged into the plant, which made it go inside, like all the way inside, first try. But when you, like, if you're playing that casually, you'll have to hit the plant 3 times before that happens. So it's a little optimization we do.
So now we're going to learn about new creatures here. These are the Krochaks. So, you know that trick that we learned and talked about earlier, the 1-2 break and then attack again? That's the fastest way to, once again, destroy those Krochaks.
Yeah, and that's gonna be consistent throughout the whole game. The Dom Sarcophagi get weaker, but not the Krochaks. So every time we see Krochaks, we need to use that.
We're coming up onto a next section here. A lot of the stuff is a lot of, like, optimized stuff. Well, if I can get through here, there we go. She likes to get stuck there.
Yeah.
So coming into this next section here, we're going to learn about a bunch of new enemies here, and we're going to be skipping most of them and attacking certain enemies for the sole purpose of instead of having to fight all these guys and then run to another cutscene, if we run all the way to the end here, we will get Paige to run after us, and oops, wow.
Yeah, that sometimes happen. It is pretty weird.
And if we do this, we should be able to get Paige over here with us.
Yeah, so we're basically only finishing off all the enemies in the back here because we need Paige to press the button with us, basically.
All right, that was good.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna come in here and we're going to get the weapon for Paige himself.
Yeah, the Barranco.
Here, I'll leave this to the expert.
So we need to collect this because we cannot actually continue without it. And I'm gonna be standing in this specific spot right here for the sole purpose of we can't move at this point. So the second that he opens it up, if I stand in that spot and then I roll, it allows for me to just roll past him so I can get onto the next area here.
Yeah. And by the way, best 3 notes of the game. It is a really nice music, but you won't hear anything much than those 3 notes that are there.
Oh, that sucks. You don't want to get hit there. I've already lost 1 health, so I had to heal once again there. So I have no extra. The healing portion of this are called Starkos, and you kind of don't want to use them up because you're very limited to them in this game.
Yeah.
And right here, I'm gonna call this Impatient Jade. I just like to. I'm gonna be rolling at the corner here and just make Jade run into the fence, just waiting for Paige to open it up. And now we're coming up once again, not right now, but after this next puzzle, I guess you could call it. After this next area, we have something else coming up that skips another cutscene. We have a lot of cutscene skips. We already watch enough cutscenes, so we find new ways of getting around them. So what's gonna... can you go ahead and explain what's happening here as well, Jilly?
Yeah, of course. So this, we call it the Krochak's cutscene skip. And what we're gonna do is... So the 3 Krochakses that will attack Paige here, we're gonna get rid of 2 of them. And we're gonna lure the last one, so Paige can come around with us closer to that, let's call it a button mechanism, that just like the first time when we got into Black Isle, Paige used his super attack to launch us on that, I don't know, it's a button, let's call them buttons. So getting Paige to use a super attack by luring the Krochaks near us, so Paige can move around, and we can go over, do this, and by not finishing the last Krochaks, we skip a little cutscene where Paige just says, "Oh, thanks Jade for saving me," blah blah. That happens a lot. Every time Paige gets saved, he tends to have a little cutscene where he says thank you.
And we go right from one. We just go from one cutscene into probably everybody's favorite trick coming up here. This is bridge skip. This is another one. It's kind of self-explanatory when it happens. It's our first out of bounds that we kind of do in the game. Can you explain kind of?
Yeah, sure.
What's happening here?
So our mission in Black Isle is to go and collect evidence because of the Iris network that are sure that the alpha sections are with the DOMs on those attacks. And for that, if we don't skip the Castellac cutscene, he says that we have to come and take a picture of what he just took a picture, which is the boss of this place. And that's evidence to publish in the Iris Network's newspaper. And by doing that, by passing out of bounds and clipping through that wall, we can take a picture instead of like having to go all the way around, losing like 5 more minutes, and actually coming to where Jade is standing right now and waiting for the 2 heads, which are actually the eyes of the monster, to peek out at the same time, because you have to get both of them on a picture. So there he takes a picture of the boss for the money purposes. And here he's gonna attack 3 times because there is a a way to skip the last phase, and attacking 3 times just makes it more consistent in a way. So the boss is also pretty optimized already. It's always the same patterns. It doesn't come always from the same holes, but he does always the same thing, of course. And by doing that, we can basically predict where it's gonna come off just after killing these crow shacks around here. And we're gonna directly go there because the camera is already pointing there. That happens with every phase. So now starts the last phase, hopefully. So he's coming out and speeding that green thing. We just have to run away, and when he's getting inside again, we just have to continue attacking it. And we're gonna do that one more time, and it's gonna be the end.
Yeah, this was a really, really, really good fight.
Yeah, it was.
So this is the more important one. We want to attack him as much as we can at this point. Because you saw that bad breath attack. I call it the bad breath attack. If you attack him enough, it just completely skips that last phase of the bad breath.
Yeah,
which we managed to do.
It happened.
Okay,
And
that was almost a perfect
That was pretty,
fight.
yeah, pretty much a perfect fight there. Good job.
The only problem is losing 2 Starkos throughout this, the Black Isle here, but I'll take it.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not a bad split. It was just that losing that health there is kind of oof. But apart from that, it's good.
All right, so now we're coming up on just one more movement here. We just have to move forward into that, and we'll go into another pretty long cutscene. But this is definitely there's an area in this cutscene here that I always have people listen to because it's hilarious. But I first want to point out right here is we've been watching this Mr. DeCadillac come in, holding Mr. DeCadillac, and he's in this limousine, right? He's coming to tell us exactly that he's part of a different organization. It'll kind of explain in the cutscene. I'll actually have you listen to a little bit. But the funny thing is, instead of having us get into the limousine, he decides to put us in this small taxi that I don't think all 3 of us could actually be able to fit into.
Yeah. Like, I still wonder how all of them get inside.
Right.
Like, when you actually see, so who technically isn't Mr. DeCadillac, but it's, what's his name? He's gonna tell his name just right around here. I forgot.
Han.
Is it? Han, that's it. So, Han is also pretty buffed. So, fitting both Han, Paige, and Jade in that taxi seemed
Okay,
hard.
here's the line coming up. The next line that Paige says, or Jade says.
No one knows exists. If nothing is done, the entire population.
I hate that line so much because it seems like it's the only line in the entire game that, well, there's one more that happens later, but it seems like it was the first line she ever recorded for this entire game, and it's just, with the help of the alpha sections, we could push back the DOMs. Like, all the voice acting throughout the entire game is fine, except for that line. And I laugh every time because it's so funny to me about how bad it sounds.
Yeah, and I saw in the chat earlier, someone mentioned the Dutch voices. And yeah, the Dutch voices are really, really funny. Because, so, the alpha sections are the alpha sexies. and the general Keck that they told about earlier, like, there's a line where the interviewer says General Keck and the alpha section. So in Dutch it's like General Keck and the alpha sexy. And that makes it like a lot funnier as well.
Did you say peepers?
All right, and he talks about Peepers, and Peepers is actually my favorite character in the entire game. We barely get to see him in this run, unfortunately, but he's so funny to me. All right, and coming up, well, actually, I'll wait to explain that, but there's going to be a little bit of audience chat interaction coming up here in a little bit, and if if the correct thing is guessed, then I'm going to be donating
There's a way
$20.
to stop this war. We can't let
Yeah.
it pass us by.
I'll match that.
All right, here we go, and we are out of Black Isle.
Yeah, so right now we're just going into the city and going to the pedestrian district, to the Akuda bar, to do exactly what Han just told us to do, which is... oh no, never mind. I always forget that part. But before that,
We have a
actually-
little bit... Yeah.
we
Before that, we
actually
go...
go into the volcano.
And we'll meet somebody we haven't even seen yet.
Yeah, so introduced to my favorite character of the game, which is Double H, and you're wondering, but who's Double H? And to that I'll answer, you'll see.
Yeah,
We're not
you'll
supposed to be
find
here
out.
yet.
Yeah, because we have the Beluga, you wouldn't be going here until you get the Beluga. And since we have it, we're just able to get up here first, so we don't have to actually worry about it later on. There's a couple of different routes that you can take. This is just the route that I decided to go with. So right here,
Normally-
we're going in here just to get a bunch of pearls here, because in this area, all it is just Krochaks with pearls.
Yeah, so it is in total, if I'm not mistaken, 15 pearls that we collect just from this specific spot. And that's all part of the pearls route that we do during the run. Since I remind you guys that we need 30 pearls to actually finish the run. 31 even.
So you say, well, you got those pearls, why aren't you going to get them? Well, we have to fight more enemies anyway, so as long as you open that up, there's going to be these guys that spawn. So we're hitting these guys in a specific order so we don't have to like keep on coming back over to it. So now that we have that, we're going to take this one, the single pearl that we got earlier. Then we're going to pick up the other ones. We're going to pick up 2 more. And then once again, we're going to run over this way, but we're going to completely skip out on these. We're going to come back this way anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, I see in the chat someone asking, why do we need the pearls? And yeah, the pearls are for buying the space motor later on, so we can actually finish the game. And we're gonna need 30 pearls for that. And if you're playing the game casually, there's a lot of upgrades that you can buy at Mamago Garage using pearls. There are 82 pearls in total in the game, if I'm not mistaken, that you can collect for the 100%. One of them is kind of weird to get, actually. It's not even required, I think, for the 100% category, because you have to get a code from an internet site right now, because I think it came with the box of the game before. I'm not even sure how you're supposed to get it, like, normally. But to get it right now, you would have to, like, go see some files in your game and input it in a website that will give you the corresponding code.
Alright, and now we just have to collect the 3 that we got right at the beginning when entering into this area, which are right here. And we are now done with Volcano. This is the whole reason we came in here.
Yeah. And you're also gonna see that Paige didn't move, and that's because since Paige is not supposed to be here, even though the bridge was lowered and he could have crossed, he doesn't move. Because
Where is he?
Paige? Hello? He's
Where
probably
is he?
stuck.
Oh, he's right here. His AI
Yeah,
is acting up.
he gets stuck here sometimes.
Oh, that actually helps out. That kind of saved a little bit of time.
It does, because you have to be very careful while running back to the hovercraft here, because NPCs in this game have a weird AI, and sometimes they like to get stuck and ruin runs.
So that was a that's never happened before. If you have a bingo card, there's your that's never happened before.
Yep, that's your marathon never happened before card point.
So him getting
yeah.
stuck is actually a good thing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case it was, but for example, last week I was on a 2-minute PB, and right at the end of the game, Paige got stuck, and I lost my PB.
Yeah, I've lost 5 minutes.
Yeah, it can lose you a lot of
from
time.
that same one, yeah.
It's so bad.
Okay, so coming up, we have chat interaction. What I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you guess right now a 4-digit code. It has to be a letter, and it can be anything from A to Z and 1 through 9.
Yeah. So letter, number, letter. Give your guesses. What's the code?
All right. V7S9.
All right.
V7S9.
I'm looking to see if there is any winners. No. Apparently,
All right.
no one guessed it.
Yep. Okay. We need somebody else to do. We need you guys to make your next codes, and we'll still count. We'll still count these codes as well. And also forgot to mention they can also repeat.
True. It can be twice the same code. It's always letter, number. Numbers 1 through 9, and letters 8 through.
Where's it at?
Middle? No. Right.
Nope.
Left?
Oh, well,
left.
That's fine.
middle.
That's fine. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, yeah, same. I was looking
Alright.
at chats to get the code. That's okay. So yeah,
That's
you have
fine.
to. This is Peepers, and he's ending us the code.
It's
and
in the middle now, right?
I'm a bit behind, but yes, I think so.
No.
No, it's on the right side. My bad. Yeah, I'm a bit behind.
Oh, well, that's
So
fine.
when you said in the middle, it was in the middle.
Alright.
But since I'm behind, it's.
Sorry, everybody. I've never failed this before.
And that's never happened before for you guys.
There we go. Now we got it.
Let's go. So let's see if anyone got the code right.
That's a massive time loss, but I don't care.
Sure. We got a second try Early Beluga, so we take those. It's okay.
T8, T4.
I don't see any, so sad. It is no problem though. You'll have other moments to try and guess codes.
All right. So this is a longer cutscene as well, and it's kind of boring. So Jelly, what exactly is happening in this cutscene here?
Okay, so here we come to the Iris Network HQ, and we meet every person that is in the Iris Network with us. So we already know Han, and then there's May, as we already saw. That's Nino, there's also Peepers, there are a lot of collaborators everywhere, and now he's explaining the mission. So our mission now is we're gonna go and find their agent that got stuck in Nutripolis factory, and that agent, you guys guessed it, it's Double H. So he's telling us to go to the Nutripolis factory, deliver Double H from the hands of the terrible Doms, and he's gonna also say that it is dangerous. We can say no if we don't want to actually help the Iris Network, because we're actually still not sure if the Doms and the Alpha sections really are like working hand in hand to destroy humanity in a sense. And we already have the governor's help, which is what will give us codes to actually enter the Nutripolis factory. And they are explaining right now that basically you go to the Nutripolis factory, then you get transferred to the old slaughterhouses, and then you go up to the moon, where you are in complete control of the Doms.
He was our best agent and friend.
All right.
And, yeah, that's
while
it.
this is happening, is there anything you want to read off? Ghoul, go for it.
So right now, we're still waiting on donations. Again, just a reminder, we are raising money for Imerman Angels, which is a charity advocacy organization. Cancer is an isolating experience, and with the pandemic, the journey has become almost unimaginable. This year, more than 2 million people will be diagnosed with cancer, but because of people like you, they won't have to face it alone. Your donation will help Imerman's Angel reach more cancer fighters, survivors, pre-vivors, and caregivers throughout the world who are in need of connection and understanding as they face the trying times of their lives. By matching them with someone who has been through the same diagnosis, they'll have a guide to encourage them and support them through this new world of unknowns. Thank you for giving the gift of connections, ensuring that no one faces cancer alone. So, again, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put the command in the chat. It's !donate, and I believe there also are incentives that you guys can donate towards. We've actually reached a lot of our milestones very early, as it turns out. I think we're set on like the big marathon goals through almost Saturday, but still plenty more to meet and still plenty of things to donate towards. And again, every single dollar goes towards a fantastic cause.
All right, so one important thing, thank you very much for that, and please donate for this amazing charity. One of the things that happened there is we were called Shawnee because she heard it. As she kept on at the very beginning. Jelly was talking about, remember that name Shawnee, because that's what she heard when she was inside of the grasps of that Dom creature at the very beginning. So she decided that Shawnee would be a great name to be called.
Yeah, then when she passed out and she was like having a nightmare, the only thing she could hear was Shawnee, Shawnee. So it kind of stuck onto her head somehow. And it's gonna be even more important later on because
right.
Shawnee has a reason.
Go ahead and make your next guess for the code. We have another picture coming up right here.
Yeah, we're getting into Nutripolis Factory, which is a dungeon in a sense. And basically there are technically 3 dungeons in this game, and any percent will, spoilers alert, not do slaughterhouses.
Q6S6.
Q6S6, nope, there isn't any guess that is correct. It is hard, so don't get discouraged, guys. There are still more codes to be coming.
There's a Q6E1 that was really close, actually.
What did we have?
Someone got the first 2 right, actually, on one of them, which was impressive.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience in Final Fantasy, getting 4 numbers correct is hard as heck.
True. Yeah. There was one Q6E1. So that was very, very close.
Yeah, just let me know if somebody from the past mentions also for the code, if they get it even through that. But like I said, it's very rare to actually match it up. That's why I said it will be a $20 donation if somebody ever matches it.
Yeah, and it's so rare that if any of you guys want to match the donation, even if it's not $20 and it's like $1, feel free to. It is so rare that it deserves a donation for charity, I feel.
Alright, so right here, what I did is I had to get into that section and then run a little bit back. You saw me run a little bit back just so I could get the dialogue box of Paige saying, "Hang on, Jade, I'm coming." If you don't get that, Paige will not come to you for some reason. So as long as you get that dialogue box, then you should be all set.
Yeah, that's another part of like AI getting stuck somewhere if you don't do what they expect. Or if you just go too fast.
Alright, we're coming up on a very dumb section of this very beginning of the Nutripil. Well, this isn't really the factory yet.
Yeah.
It's part of the factory, but it's not really a boss fight, but this fight in general is very annoying. You will see why. It's an elevator fight, and we're going to be fighting very small, tiny robots.
Yeah, kind of a trigger warning for arachnophobics with those robots.
So we're going to go into this service elevator, and there's going to be enemies in here, and if I do this correctly here, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to power up this, and then I'm going to attack. It's going to get rid of all of those guys. That was really good. And now comes the most annoying part. These things will attack you from all directions, and they can hurt you. Cool. That was actually really good.
Yeah, that was
really
a great
fast
fight. Good job. So yeah, these little bots can be really annoying. It is really easy to die in here. You probably come around here like Steve has 2 hearts, but most of the time you'll come around here and have like 1 heart. So you get 1 shot by them because they do 1 heart of damage.
All right. I'm gonna say right now. Well, yeah. So right now, I will say there's another code coming up. Go ahead and put your codes in the chat.
Yep. So we have to get the bot into the electricity barrier here so we can pass through. So input in more codes. I'm getting the command ready so I can look for to see if anyone get the code right this time.
All right, so this is Double H. We finally met Double H. The first thing that we have to do is actually have to take a picture of him, and then we're gonna go over here, take a picture of our code, like I said we were gonna do. I'm gonna count to 5 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I don't know the code yet. P7T4.
So P7. Nope, no one.
P4. All right, and in here we are going to get the next important item in the game, which is the disc launcher. We're going to be using this to a very good advantage later on in the run. But right now, this is going to allow for us to get Double H out of this by shooting this 3 times. And this is actually one of the funnier cutscenes in the entire game. So we're going to be quiet and have you listening. This is probably the best interaction.
You alright?
They turned my brain to jelly.
Are you our contact? Are you Double H?
Not sure.
Does the iris mean anything to you?
Listen here, Miss Thyrus.
Jade. My name is Jade. And I haven't the foggiest how we're gonna get out of here.
For that, I may be of some assistance there.
So you are Double H?
Double H, Triple Z, oh, whatever pleases you, don't ask me. All I know is that in another 10 minutes, I was a goner.
And you can count on me, Miss Thyrus. Alright, so there's another trick that's coming up right here. It's a very small one, but his special power is to run into grates like that and open them up. I'm going to pick up the pearl at the same time as I have him go into the wall. This will allow for us to pick up the pearl and not have to... normally, if you do that special there, you usually have to walk back over to the pearl, but if you pick up the pearl at the same time as you do that, it will do the cutscene after it shows him running through there.
Yeah, and by the way, legends never die, Double H, don't worry. You're safe.
Alright, so next is coming up our next boss. Do you kind of want to explain what I'm going to try and be doing here for the fast kill?
Sure. So, this next boss that is coming up is the Spirit Reaper. And so he's gonna take a picture of the Spirit Reaper for the money purposes that we talked already. And the fast strat to kill it is use the disc thrower to throw discs. Like, you have to throw 2 discs at his eye in a very short amount of time, so he doesn't run away. The other part that you can do is actually this one, which is you throw a disc, he's gonna hide like that, you run towards him, you attack him once, and then you throw another disc before he flies away to the upper part of the level, because now you would say, oh, but he's still jumping away from you, and that's normal, but it could go up until like those higher platforms, and he only does that on the last phase, which is this one, and this one is actually scripted. You can't get it out, but you actually have to throw a disc, so he jumps right in the middle and you finish the boss. But if you don't do the strat that Steve just did, or the strat with double discs, he will jump up to those platforms every time you hit him.
That was a really good fight. I got the early cycle, so...
Yeah, it
Alright.
was really good.
So this next thing, you're gonna see me take damage on purpose. The sole purpose for that is that we need to have only one heart coming into this next section for another trick coming up here.
Yeah, there's a little death abuse that we do here. Just so we can skip a cutscene and duplicate a key. And you're gonna see how it works. It is pretty self-explanatory, but we will still explain it.
Yep, the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to go and get this key, but we find out that it is actually a robot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move out of the way here, wait for the robot. Oh my gosh, oh no.
Oh.
I didn't get out of the way, that's fine.
Yeah, that can happen. It's okay. It's just, like, it is still fine. It's just gonna, you know, lose a bit of time, and but it's no problem. He'll have to get hit next twice, because this wasn't the death abuse we were talking about earlier.
There we go. Now I can take damage right there and try it again.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, another one for the your bingo card. That's 3. That's never happens in one run.
Yeah, it is going pretty good. Like 2 more, and you get a bingo.
All right.
Oh, that throw should have worked, the first one.
All right, there we go. So now we got that, and we're going to run towards the center here because normally you would want to hit that, but we're going to activate this cutscene. Then we're going to actually get hurt here by the enemies. This will allow for us to run back over here where the card was, pick up an invisible card. This allows for us to duplicate that card. Then we're going to go in here and we're going to get the PA1. This is our first health upgrade that we're going to get. We're only getting 2 of these throughout the entire run. Then we're going to get the triangle card, give it to Paige here, and then we're going to walk out here and we're going to stand in a specific spot here and get Paige to go up to the door for us. All right, then we're going to go around here. 1, 2, 3, pick up. I was a little bit early. You can pick that up without that happening, but that's fine. All right, and now we're going to be very careful here because if I go a little bit too far, then that fight would have activated once again.
Yeah, basically we give Paige a key and we keep another one because there will be more triangular keys that we have to open ourselves, and it's faster to do it ourselves than tell Paige to go. And in that specific case, it also allows us to skip that fight by Paige going and activating the door, so we can directly pick the fuse up without messing up anything.
Alright, so going out of that area, you saw me take stuff off of Paige's person because he's not going to need them later on.
Think you can fix it?
We're going to be controlling Jade quite a bit more without Paige with us. So we just take it that way. Here's the next line that she does bad. I've got one. It should work.
It should work.
Alright, so we're gonna run over here and I'm gonna see if I can get the visual glitch here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Come on, Paige. Don't be there. And I didn't get it. That's so upsetting. So sometimes if you go fast enough and put that into the socket there fast enough, Paige will not be right here in front of the area. He'll be right next to Jade.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're gonna go up this elevator here, and we are heading to the next area.
Yeah, coming up is another fight with the Dom sarcophagi, and there is also a specific way that we wish to fight them. But as you guys will see, now they take less hits to actually die. So It is also good because it's gonna be faster that way. And the longer it goes into the game, the easier it is to kill down sarcophagi.
Alright, with here, we're going to get a M disc here. We're actually never going to read this M disc. I'll explain the M disc in just a little bit when I have time. But there's that's kind of an important one, and it's fun to. I didn't get it. That's fine. It's fun to listen to if you're playing this casually for the first time.
Yeah, it is a pretty good M desk. So what's on that desk? I'm gonna explain it.
That's
Do you
fine.
want me to explain it now, or?
Not just yet.
Okay. I'll wait then.
Oh, I got the other thing.
Yeah, that little cutscene. So here, he skipped a cutscene that he's gonna get anyway later. So it doesn't really.
Oops! But before anything else, I want F's in the chat for Paige.
Yeah. Can we get some F's in the chat for Paige?
Paige? Paige! I'm coming!
I'm glad I was able to show off that early cutscene skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately Paige is running away, and that's the reason why we get rid of all the stuff off of Paige's person, because taking it off of there allows for us to have it, and since he disappears there, then yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing, I don't even know what I was gonna say, to be completely honest.
But yeah, the next thing he's gonna do here is he's gonna trigger the cutscene that he didn't trigger earlier. And this time there won't have Paige around to talk, so it's kind of weird. So it's fun that we could show that in a marathon. So he's gonna push the block twice in front of him, then one to the side, and shoot through the door to reach the button and open the door. Yep, that's good. And we're getting into the, for me, one of the hardest part of the game, at least.
Alright, he didn't despawn. I've despawned Double H here before, and if you despawn Double H, then you can't continue on. That's why I have a safety save for this area specifically, and also to practice this area. Hopefully all of my practice before the run today pays off. Because I've practiced quite a bit for this area, because I'm not the best at it normally, but now I'm feeling a little bit more confident. So what you're going to see me do is you're going to see me do specific movement in specific areas. I'm not going to run unless you see me do it, because otherwise they will hear you, and I'm just going to be doing different move. Oh, that was weird. He ran to this spot.
Yeah. He shouldn't be that on that side. Normally that guard is on the other side, so this is a bit of a...
No, it's HD. On the HD version, he's always there.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, that's another difference from the HD version and the SD version. The SD version, he always keeps on the other side, basically.
All right, and here's Double H again. This is where it would soft lock if Double H despawned.
Miss Cyrus, I'm blocked by the flames.
All right, and now we're going to make sure we're looking at Double H while he's hitting that button. Otherwise, he just won't hit it. He'll stop unless you're looking at him.
Miss Cyrus, in case you have no other choice.
All right, now we're going to... This is another area where we can just run forward. Because for some reason, if you go up here, because there's a guard looking the other way, so you have to go up this way, but if you're running, he still won't hear you for some reason. We're going to go here, then we're going to roll, then we're going to run right there. Then we're going to duck down here because those guys are right there. Then we're going to do a roll, then run, get into the next area, into the X-ray verification. This is when it starts getting a little bit more difficult if you don't know what you're doing. So right away, I'm going to be ducking down, and I'm going to be staying crouched, and I'm going to do one roll towards that box that's moving right there. straight across. Then I'm gonna stand behind this, and I'm going to put the camera in a specific spot so I know exactly when I'm able to roll. So once it gets to about right there, I can roll twice, then do one roll forward. I'm gonna look up, and I have to take this picture. This is mandatory for the game to continue on. If you miss one of those, you have to come back and find the picture elsewhere, which is very important. When I was first running the game, I missed that, and I didn't know why I couldn't continue on. So that's why I stopped running it a while back. Okay, so this next one, we're going to hit that, and the guy is going to go towards where I threw that disc. So now I'm going to run through here, and then we're going to open up this in here, which we're going to see has Paige's shoes. Now, normally, if you weren't playing the any percent, you would look at the bottom of these shoes, and you would see a code on the bottom. That would normally unlock something for the Beluga, I believe.
Yeah, it's on the lighthouse. There's like 2 codes that are under Paige's shoes, which unlocks the Beluga in the lighthouse. So it's like the casual way to get the Beluga. But we already have it.
I grabbed that Starkos for safety purposes.
Yeah.
I only spawned one in. That was weird.
Yeah, that happened to me once. I since tried to reproduce it, and it never worked.
Alright, so right here we can just run because there's no enemies. And then going through this next area is one of the more difficult ones. Hopefully I'm able to do my trick that I came up with here. So we're going to go into here, and this guy's going to try and see us. If I roll over here, he doesn't see us. I got it, which is good. Then we're going to go up here. Roll up. Roll once. The guy's going to see me, but that's fine. He's going to just forget about us. Oh, that's weird. He has to go back into his spot. They have their own, like, positioning that they have to be in order for it to continue on. And then we're gonna get to the final area here, and let's see if I can actually do this correctly, because I've been failing this recently, this part of it. So we're gonna stay behind this box, right here, so those guys don't see us. We have to stay on it this entire time. And then once it gets to about here, we're going to climb onto this, well, this side of it, but he saw us. That's fine. I'm moving over here. Oops, he shot me. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's okay, I guess.
I have one Starkos.
Yeah, you have Starkos. You got through. That's the most important part.
Alright, then we're going to go under here, and we are going to take our last mandatory picture, but it's going to be a weird picture because this is all you're going to see of it. Now, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do a safety save. I always do a safety save here for the sole purpose of, in case I fail, there is a massive chance of you not being able to continue on. We'll explain it here. Go ahead and explain this if you can while I'm doing this fast.
So this is Laser Skip, and it's the second biggest run killer of the run. So what he's trying to do right now is he's going to clip. Using the box pushing him is gonna clip through the lasers and pass next to the second laser to go out of bounds and do what he just did, which is come back in bounds basically. And with that, we skipped going all the way around, and it saves like maybe 3 minutes. And it's pretty hard, to be honest. So first try laser skip is really nice. So.
He saw me. Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I practice this so much, too.
But that happens. Unfortunately, everything happens in this room. Someone here...
now I got the cycle.
Yeah, that was good. So someone here was asking what if the guards are alien, and... basically, you will see right now that as, I think it's Waffles. Sorry if I mispronounced that. As Waffles says, they are kind of alien-ish as well. And you're going to see it once we get to the boss here.
All right. So now we have, this is our, well, not the last one, but we're coming up on another code. So go ahead and say your codes one more time.
Yeah.
So right here, we're just going to roll over this way. We're going to hit this guy's tank. Hopefully I don't miss. Okay, we're good. And then we're gonna go over here, take the picture of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C8Q9.
Nope, no one, unfortunately.
C8Q9, I said.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And just like that, we are almost done with this. We are now going into a boss section here. And this is, in my opinion, the most boring cutscene in the entire game. Can you kind of explain what's happening in this?
Sure. So we see finally that the alpha sections are kind of weird. So yeah, they are kind of alien-ish. And they can communicate with the DOMs. And basically what's happening here is we're seeing one of like the headmasters from the alpha sections talking with the DOMs, saying that there were some intruders around here, but they found them and everything is solved, but actually it isn't really solved. And so the DOMs creature is kind of mad. It will let's say take a mercy kill on the alpha sections here, and we'll send a pearl in our direction that will take control of some mechanical parts around us to form the boss of this area. And I normally say, like, if you ever run out of inspiration to how to do a boss for a video game, well, if that is a video game boss, anything runs as well. Just get some weird mechanical parts, alien things in there, and boom, that works.
So normally this boss is a little bit more challenging and pretty long, but this is a speed run, and we have people that like to cheese this game quite a bit. So normally what you have to do is you have to hit the leg and make it fall down onto the ground, and then the door will open on the pearl, and you're able to use your disc launcher to hit the pearl on the inside. However, we're going to have a little bit of a different route that we're going to do. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we are going to hit this first leg. And after that happens, this activates Guess Who's Back.
So there it is. As I said, legends never die, and they always come around.
So now, after that, I'm going to run around this way. I'm going to stand in precisely this spot right here. I'm going to look up, and I'm going to shoot the disc through the fence here and hit the pearl, and we are now done with the boss fight. It's that simple.
So grids aren't defense, so you can shoot it through the grid. Of course, casually you're not supposed to do that, but the collisions aren't properly coded, I guess, and you can just shoot through there.
Yep. So one more thing right here. The pearl that spawned out, it's one of the very few pearls in the entire game that you can actually use your disc launcher to pick up. So since this is the only one in this route, I like to do it.
Yeah. It is pretty neat that you can pick it up with the disc launcher.
Isn't there a couple more in the actual game that you can do that for?
I don't think so. I think this one is the only one, and that is because since it's the pearl, you have to shoot to damage the boss. The hitbox is probably still active, even though the fight is already finished, and that's why you can pick it up with the disc launcher.
So that is our second PA1 that we do throughout the game, and it's the last one.
Yeah. So right now, what we are really hoping for is to not get hit until the end of the run. It is very nice to have all 4 hearts going into the last boss.
It's me playing. That's not gonna happen.
It is hard to stay with all 4 hearts because the game can be pretty challenging because it has a lot of RNG with the AI movements and attacks and all that. So it is pretty challenging to keep all 4 hearts.
So we went into here to get all those pictures and everything, and now we're just leaving. Let's see if we can get Clippy here. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh, well, that's fine. You can just clip through that wall and it saves like half a second.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can get Paige dialogue here. There is a chance that Paige will start talking here. That's the first chance. Didn't happen. Here's our second chance for it to show up.
Could be.
We did not get it.
Yeah, sad.
Paige will just say, we need to get that pearl, by golly. Just randomly throughout this cutscene.
Yeah. Looks like you're finally getting your head back together. You back with us?
Yeah, these cutscenes are kind of weird. Like on the SD version, sometimes you're in the middle of the cutscene and the game audio just stops. Like the voiceover, I should say, just stops. You still hear like the music and all that, but there's no one talking anymore. So yeah, cutscenes are pretty weird in this game sometimes.
There we go. Please go.
10-4.
Cool, I got through.
Just over there. I should be able to clear the way.
That's good.
Somewhere around here.
Alright. So, right here, we're gonna find out that being stuck inside of that Dom's machine kind of hurt him a little bit more than we actually think. The poison, since being trapped in that machine, it actually kind of poisons the inside of his body.
The boys from Iris.
So, we have to get him back to the Iris network that is back in the pedestrian district again.
Iris, I'm begging you. I can't breathe, Miss Jade.
We have that time frame, and if we run out of that time, then we have to... Okay, he made it through good. We would have to do this all over again, but since we have the Beluga, that's a little bit easier for us.
Yeah. We will have lots of time to spare normally. We still have to go straight forward here to pick up that pearl. We can't forget about it. It is very easy to forget to pick up that pearl.
Alright, here he is.
Yeah, he takes some time to come down.
Alright, going through here, picking up that last pearl. It is possible to go through here without picking up the pearl. I have done it before, so just make sure that you pick it up before going back out of here.
Yep.
Alright, we're going back to the factory entrance, and we're gonna head out of here.
So right now we're just heading back to the Iris HQ again, so we can get some help for Double H.
Hang in there. Things may get a little rough.
And once we get to the Iris Network HQ, we'll get another cutscene that will explain the next mission that Jade has.
All right. Here we go. We're going to go right here. And we are going to run back where we were before. As you can see, we have plenty of time to get him over here. And where we have to go is right in here through the Akuta bar. Can you explain a little bit about what's going to happen in this cutscene?
Yep. Sure. So, as I said a bit earlier, you're supposed to go into the slaughterhouses, the old slaughterhouse, to continue on the second mission and collect 3 more evidence to publish in the Iris Network's newspaper, so the population of Hillis, my bad, actually knows what is happening with the alpha sections and all that. But we're speedrunners, and that's where the difference, like the bigger difference between any percent and any percent no major skips comes in. The any percent no major skips will actually go into the slaughterhouse and take all the 3 evidence pictures and do like the whole slaughterhouse and then come back. But with the any percent route, we're just gonna pick up some more pearls, and we will have 30 pearls so we can buy the stellar motor, and we're just gonna skip completely the slaughterhouse and go directly to the moon. That is the end game.
Hang on, it's almost
Alright, so we did that shot, and we're gonna leave Double H here for a little bit so he can heal while we go and, like I said, get the evidence. But before we do that, as long as we should have 25 pearls coming out of this section, we're gonna get a whole bunch of pearls because the pedestrians are cheering us on at this point, and they've donated some of their pearls. So as long as I have 25, then I'm on pace to finish up the run.
Yeah, exactly. If we miss a pearl, we'll have to get a pearl from somewhere else. But normally, that doesn't happen. You picked up every pearl, so it should be fine.
Alright, 25, we are good.
Yep.
Now we're heading out of here, and we're gonna go on our only shopping spree that we do in the entire game here. But before we do that, Double H is not gonna be left out of something. So we have WWTAO. We work together as one. Carlson and Peters, page 823.
Work together as one.
Carlson and
Yep.
Peter.
They talk a lot about Carlson and Peters, and it's a book in the game which has like a lot of rules and codes that you should respect while working as a team, you know. And so Double H is a soldier that, you know, is fighting for the good cause instead of fighting with the alpha sections.
Nice.
And basically that makes him follow Carlson and Peters very deeply.
Alright, so now we're going into Mingsu's. We got that first pearl, and that was actually nice because I actually got the skip for actually, wow, I hate when she does that. That normally you would have to talk to her. So we're gonna grab this pearl. This is gonna get us 27, and then we're gonna go over here. We're going to buy one more item. This is the super attack strengthened. What is this super attack strengthened gonna do for us?
So basically, when you do the super attack, which is the one where Jade spins around and jumps, with the super attack, while she's jumping in the air and spinning, you can spam the same button, and some little particles will come out of that and go like, they will be landing on the enemies. So it's gonna help us a lot to defeat many enemies at the same time, to make the game even faster. And it will also increase the base damage of the weapon. Just a little bit. We don't even actually notice it, but it does technically increase the base damage.
All right. So in the new route for this game, like we were talking about earlier, what I'm doing right now, going to this next area, we do not do anymore.
Yeah, we skip it because we would get 2 more pearls before that. We would trigger a fight just after getting the Early Beluga. That would give us a pearl, and then in the factory we would actually do a little box pushing blocks that would give us another pearl, and with the other pearl that we kept from not buying this the hovercraft motor, we would skip completely, come into this Krochak's hideout here, and we would skip all these 3 pearls that the Krochaks give to us. But in the older route, that is still very common because not everyone has learned the new route yet. You come here and you kill all these 3 Krochaks around here. They have 3 pearls, and that will make you have the 30 pearls we need.
Really, Double H?
So we can buy everything we need.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes that happens, and Double H just stands in front.
There we go. Okay. Now we're getting our last pearl here.
Mm-hmm.
Our last 3 pearls. Let's see if we can save the rat. There's a rat sitting on that. Come on. Alright, we saved the rat. We did not kill the rat.
Yeah, that's good. It doesn't do
nothing,
anything, but
it doesn't do anything, but it's fun to see if you can save it without killing it. Because if you
Yeah.
just hit it once, then it dies.
Josh is the one who's gonna be happy.
so we saved the rat, chat. Yay!
And just like that, we have our 30 pearls, and we can now get our stellar motor to head off to the moon.
Yeah.
We have time for a quick donation here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a quick, we have a $10 donation from Dr_Danker that just has a heart emoji on it.
Well,
So
that's cute. Thanks for the donation.
again, thank you guys all for your donations. They're all going towards a fantastic cause, and please keep them coming in.
All right. So now that we have our 30 pearls, we're going to head back to Mamago. You get to hear the awesome music from the Mamago garage once again. And we might get a... There we go. We got to hear Paige one last time. Because we're going to... we will be hearing him a little bit more again, but we have to do a couple of things before we actually meet him. So all those pearls, all those stations that you saw in between are all the ones that you would normally be buying in order to be able to get this last stellar motor. But since we have the 30 pearls, we're now able to just go buy it and leave.
Yeah, exactly. So all the upgrades are technically the Speedcraft motor, so you can get it back to work. There's another one that allows you to shoot with the hovercraft. Another one that allows you to jump with the hovercraft. And then it's a stabilizer for the Beluga. And the last one is a stellar motor.
So we're heading into the moon is end game. Like we still have like not like time end game, but moon is like very close to end game coming up here.
We're surrounded by stars.
We don't do a lot of this is a beautiful area to look around. And if you play it casually, just kind of fly around a little bit before you head over to the moon. This game is really pretty. The music is fantastic. If you've never played this game before, I would highly suggest it. It is, if you have an Xbox, the HD version which I'm playing on is backwards compatible with the Xbox One and the Series X. So you can get it for free. It's also on the Ubisoft, and is there any place else? There's like the PlayStation, I believe.
Yeah, and on PC, it is also on Steam, on Uplay, on Epic, and it's around $5 if I'm not mistaken. So
It's 10. I just looked at it on Steam.
It's 10? Oh, okay. Then I must have got a promotion or something. Maybe.
All right, so
come-
right here we have to push all these buttons because we're gonna need them for later. I almost got through this area here. You can, if you roll correctly, you're able to get into this section and not have to turn the camera. But we're gonna use all those switches later, but it'll be a little bit before we come back up here. So the first thing we're gonna do here, this is kind of a boring section going on here. The first thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to run over here and I'm going to pick up this item. We're going to be using quite a few of these in this section. This is just a puzzling section right here at the beginning of the moon. We're going to move it to about right there, I believe. Then we're going to run over here. No, it's not far enough, I don't think. Let's see. It is... Oh, it is it? No,
I think
it's
it
not.
might just be.
No. Oh, well. You can get that early. Oh, I was, like, barely off.
Yeah, it was just barely.
Now we're going to move this all the way over this way to get that. We're going to run over and grab that next one because we need it in order to continue on. All of these things that I'm collecting are actually required in this section in order to continue on.
Yeah, you need to pick up all these mirrors so you can put them on other pillars so you can continue.
And then we're going to move this back over this way, over to the center so we can go forward. And then, like I said, this is just a massive puzzle-solving area. It's kind of boring, but if you don't know what you're doing at first, it is kind of confusing.
Yeah, it goes kind of like every way, and you have to look around and try to find what's the correct way to do it. And that's like the easy part of the puzzle section, because there's another harder part that is coming up.
All right, so right there, it was just 2, 2, 1 for those for the edges that I did right there. And with that, we got the light over to here, and we have one more section here that we have to solve. And if you look in the distance, you see a piece of amber. Remember that amber for later on in one of the cutscenes.
Yeah, I feel it too.
Yep.
They're all around us.
So inside of the amber, we have Paige. We're going to go all the way around this outside edge and light up all of the outside edge.
I'll get you out of there.
Like I said, when you play this casually, it is very, very confusing. You have no idea what you're supposed to be doing at this point. Then we're going to skip over this one, and we're going to head over here. Get that, and then we're going to get one last one. This is going to get the last one, but this isn't the end of it. We're going to run over this way, and we're going to put this right there. Oops. And then we're going to move it to the center right here and leave. This is going to solve the last one for us. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait just a second to make sure... Okay. The reason that I waited just a second there, because I was waiting for Double H's health. I've soft-blocked at the very end here before, because Double H's health disappeared and you weren't able to control him at the very end. Okay, so we're going to throw that disc over to him like that. Then we're hopefully going to get a good... We're going to show off the special move here, and hopefully it's going to... Yes, that was the perfect fight right there. Yep. So that was the super attack strengthened move that we were talking about, where you go and you make sure that you're using your attack and mashing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's me. When I played this casually, I bought the super attack, but I didn't know how to use it. So I bought it, but I never knew what it did until I started running the game, and I actually asked, like, hey guys, how do I actually do this?
All right, and now we're gonna go and we're going to do a little bit of a cutscene skip. What's gonna be happening here?
So basically, there is a big cutscene here where we see like the alpha sections with the Dom sarcophagi. They're all talking and planning, but if you don't go, like, you can take the picture through the wall, and if you don't go deep enough into this room, you can manage to get the last evidence like this without triggering the cutscene. So you can just run back and you just save like a 3-minute cutscene.
All right, run all the way over here, and we just have to run back and make it back over to Double H.
Yeah, and we're seeing that that big voice around here is just saying, like, bring me the girl, bring me Shawnee. So that voice that we are hearing is telling, like, is calling us Shawnee because we are the girl, right? So then again, you guys can see that Shawnee isn't just out of nowhere. There has a meaning. Like, there's a meaning to Shawnee.
All right, here we go. Gonna head back to Double H, and I saw that he had his health, so we are not soft locked here, which is good. Gonna run down here one more time, then go back through to where we were originally. Now, normally you would just you can do it to be safe here, but you can usually just do Double H right away and get this cutscene, but it's better to just do it when you're right here. Oh, and also F's in chat again for Paige. He's dead this time.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
We really couldn't save him. We tried, we did our best, we found him, but it was too late. F's in the chat for Paige.
Alright. There's not really much importance to this cutscene. It's just Paige, Jade being very upset about Paige.
Yeah.
So after this, we're going to run back the way that we came. Because we have to try and get the
bring you back home.
get the children back, and the only way to do that is by using the Beluga to get up top. Because they're being held hostage by the Doms here.
Yeah, exactly. It is a pretty sad moment right now. But we gotta move on. Since we couldn't save Paige, at least we might save the children still.
Yeah.
And that's why we're going back and leaving Paige for dead.
We must get to the transmitter. It's our only chance.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a running back section at this point. But before that happens, we get a message from the Iris Network, leaving an important message from us, and that message just happens to be that Paige is alive. He's actually not dead. And when you go into this next cutscene, look in the very distance, you can see the amber is still in the background. There it is.
Yeah.
All right, and why is he called Chief anyway, Jelly?
So basically, he's called Chief because if you actually go to the slaughterhouses, after you finish it, and you go back to Iris, and they explain you the whole plan about going to the moon and all that. But before that, they will be like, okay, we don't know what's happening. Our chief is not contacting us from it's been like already a long time. We don't know what is on with him. We don't actually know who it is. And then suddenly we hear a voice coming out of like the speaker, and it's Paige's voice. And Jay just says, "Oh, it's my uncle. It's Paige." And they'll all be like, "No, that's Chief." And then they'll all realize that Paige is actually the chief of the Iris rebellion. And that's why when Jade got the mail from May there, the mail said that Chief is alive.
Kidnapped too. They've taken them to the Great Crypt.
All right. So now, in all reality, we actually do have to run back out of this area and get back to all those boxes that we made or set up for us. And this is where, as Jelly was explaining, there is hopefully the AI will react good enough because he can waste 5 minutes, as I've had it, and 2 minutes that he's had in the past. But there's also some funny lines coming up because they talk about how long they've been trapped in the amber. They both do. And first Double H says, "You're recovering? I know how it feels. I spent 16 hours in their machine." And then in comes Paige with all of these lies saying, "I don't think you've been in it for 3 weeks, Paige. I highly doubt that."
Yeah. If it maybe was an hour at most, but you know what, Paige, sure.
Lie to sound even cooler.
Yeah.
Don't lie, kids. It's not nice.
Yeah, lying is bad.
And then also another lie that he's never seen the Beluga when he was obviously flying around in the Beluga with us.
True. And he was the one that said like, "Oh, there's a Beluga and do that." And he comes here and like, "Oh, the Beluga, that works."
Don't you dare.
Come on, Paige.
No, it's not Paige.
It's Double H as well. Yeah, they get stuck there sometimes.
How do I get down from here?
You have to so get back to the platform there, and now go on the side instead of on the front.
Okay.
Not that way, on the side. Yep. That one works as well, maybe. No, the other one is lower. The lower one on the right.
All right. So I have to activate his AI. Well, that was a time loss, but that was a new one for me.
Yeah.
So we're at 4 or 5. That's never happened before.
I think it's 4.
Thank you. Push the button.
Yeah, we got passed through this. And normally it's Paige that actually presses this button. Sometimes it is Double H, and it could be faster because technically Double H gets there first. But in this case, well, Double H decided to troll us.
I've never had Paige have to hit that before.
Really? I only get Paige.
Oh no, I only get Double H.
Oh. Maybe that's different in maybe in the HD version they actually coded that the one that is closer to the button does it.
All right, so there's the time when Paige could mess you up and spend 5 minutes on. But also, I need you to put in one more code because we're coming up on the last code in the entire game here.
Yeah, so last try for getting the code right.
I missed that. That's fine. That's such a hard trick. You can get past that without getting hit, but it's very difficult.
But you did an absolutely great job of keeping your life up until this point.
Yeah. Alright. So, after the code, there's going to be one more audience interaction that I'm going to want to do. It's during the cutscene. I'll start explaining it during the cutscene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. J6W8.
Unfortunately, no one got it right.
Oops.
So that was all your guys' opportunities to actually get the code right. Kind of sad, but it's no problem.
Alright, so at the end of this cutscene, there's going to be a little bit of an uprising. So what I'm going to have you do when I tell you to, I need your revolutions. Do like a shout or a revolution, revolt shout out when I tell you to. But exactly what is going to be happening in this cutscene, Jelly?
So now this is the last big cutscene of the game, and it's the moment where we actually give the last evidence to like post it everywhere through Hillis. So the Hylians will actually be able to see every picture that we took during the game, like every evidence we took during the game normally. So casually, we would have 2 pictures from the Nutripolis factory, 3 pictures from the slaughterhouses, and then this one evidence here. And they will actually appear the way you took it. And in this case, since we only took 3 pictures, 3 evidences, I mean, there will only be 3 pictures that actually appear. It's going to be a bit fun because one of them is going to repeat itself like a lot of times. But then by looking at the evidences, all the Hylians will will see that the alpha sections and the DOMs are working hand in hand, and so they will start the revolution and will come to the moon to help us out because we need them.
And also with your revolutions, please be nice with it. Don't just like...
Yeah. It's a revolution, but it's a clean one.
Yes. But this is pretty funny though when they show all of the pictures that we took. I don't know if I would trust them with if I was one of those people, these people in Hillis. I don't know if I would trust them with these random pictures that I took. The first two are the first one is fine, obviously.
Yeah, the first one is the only one that is actually...
Well, the first and second one are pretty good.
Yeah.
There's those two, and then we get into a picture like this, where it's just a wall and you can't really see anything. Then the game kind of freaks out because we're supposed to have more pictures at this point.
And so it's always the same picture appearing on and on and on.
And then we have one more picture that just happens to be just a picture of a wall. So like I said, I don't know if I would actually trust them with what they're actually saying.
Yeah.
So go ahead and revolt. Do your revolutions.
Yeah, let's say Hylians are not very hard to convince. Yeah, down with the alpha sections.
Down with the
alpha sections. We don't like you.
Revolution.
Yeah. Let's go to the moon and help out the good cause.
All right. Because of that mishap with Double H, we're gonna lose a little bit of time here. But we're going on to the final. We're going on to the final. Well, one of the final bosses of the entire game. I am not a fan of this boss. This is the. We're going to be fighting the big boss.
Yeah.
And we're going to be trapped inside of the Beluga. He's going to have us trapped, and we have to go and we have to hurt him. Go to the left, Steve. That's where you have to go.
Yep.
There's also a wall. There we go. I always have to say that because I've failed that way too many times.
Understandable.
So now we're going here. Hopefully the AI is fine. Okay, they're both coming. That's good. So even if I did mess up trying to get into there, we have to wait for them anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of an issue.
So, normally, and I don't want to jinx it, but most of the soft locks of the game, like the possible soft locks, are gone. So we should be able to finish the game.
Right. If there's another soft lock, then it'll be number 5 for that's never happened.
Yeah, and that's the bingo just on this run.
Alright, so right here we're going to actually be using the guns on the Beluga at this section. Here, we also have the lock-on here that we're going to lock onto 3 things right there. We're going to lock onto 3 here, shoot this one, and then we're going to lock onto that. Then we're going to stay in the center here. We're going to hold down the lockdown, and it's going to shoot around us. We're going to go up. We're going to lock on, attack that. Then we're going to do a couple more like that. 1, 2, 3. The 1, 2, 3. Then go up here, attack that. Then we're going to stay in the center again. Move up, lock on, attack. Then we're going to go up here. We're going to do 1, 2, lock on, go around. 1, 2, lock on. Then I'm not sure if this is the center one or not. I always forget.
Yeah. It's the one you have to dodge and get the ones on the side.
Alright, that was good. And then we're going to get 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Then go around. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Then we finally have this last section here. Oops. Release it, and we are done with that fight.
Yeah, clean fight. Good job.
Yep, I got hit once, but that's usually happens to me.
Yeah, it is pretty easy to get.
Oh wait,
hit
it didn't
during
take
that
my
fight.
it didn't take my damage away, or my
No,
health
it did
away.
not. Yeah, it did not.
Oh,
So,
that will if that happens.
oh. Yeah, you have to get rid of that by shooting on it before getting in. Oof.
Can I?
I think you have to get back into the Beluga.
Do I?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Where's the Beluga? Where's the Beluga?
It's behind you, behind you.
There we go. Oh man.
Yeah, there's a very fast strat where you technically can like undock and throw the Beluga into all that, so you will not lose health. And the Beluga will still destroy that, but it's hard to do. It's better just to shoot.
Alright, this fight.
Oh, this fight. So let's say that this fight is, first of all, hard. Because you can get hit pretty easily. And Double H is supposed to help us out. And sometimes, well, let's say Double H kind of doesn't.
Alright, that was really stupid, but whatever.
Yeah, but that wasn't that bad.
I didn't die. We'll take that.
True. That's the most important part.
Alright, we are very, very close to the end coming up. We have one more section coming up here. This is the most anticlimactic death, in my opinion.
True.
He's just doing a Shakespearean death where he keeps talking as he's dying. Oh boy, I'm dying, I'm going to talk.
Yeah, and he's revealing the bad plan of the Dom.
Rise to glory. Alright, then we just hit the button, and we have to get back out to the Beluga. Now we're gonna head back this way, and now we have to be very, very, very careful here, because Double H is very, very close to dying. We're going to wait right here for a second, then we're gonna run through, and hopefully Double H does not get hit. Because if he would have got hit by the lightning, we would have had to do that whole fight over again. Why is the Beluga right here?
Good question. I guess lucky.
So now we're gonna fly close to this. I'm gonna repair my vehicle for the sole purpose of this fight alone. We have to destroy how many? Is this 19?
It's 15.
15. So we're gonna be using our charge right here to destroy 15 of these, and sometimes it's completely random.
Yeah. And you can get shot pretty easily around here as well. That's why you have to keep like dodging around shots.
But I also healed myself up, so I should be a little bit safer.
Yeah. On the new route, this is a very, very weird moment because you will be very low unless you died earlier against the Alpha Spider. Because doing the new strat, you won't have your like the repair kit. So
okay. Alright, so we're heading up to the final boss, and this is my intense focus section. So if you can kind of explain what's going on for this whole fight, Jelly.
Yeah. So I'll be taking commentary on here because it is a really, really intense fight. So the first part isn't that bad, but the last part is really another big run killer. So we will get into this elevator here, pressing all the buttons. We'll trigger the cutscene where we'll see the last boss talking to us, which is the big DOMS thing that we've been seeing from the beginning. And he's explaining the big plan about how Jade isn't Jade and how Paige basically hid everything from her. Paige hid the truth that Jade is actually a DOMS. And you ask, what? Jade a DOMS? How is it? Well, we don't really know, but Jade is basically the princess of the DOMS. And her real name is not Jade. It is, in fact, Shawnee. It's Shawnee, like the first Dom said. And like this one will also say in this cutscene, as you will see, this guy will say the full name. Even though Paige tries to make her get out of that like weird state that she's in right now, he gets captured. So another F for Paige in the chat. But thankfully, we have the actually useful guy, Double H, coming in clutch and getting Jade out of that state.
All right, so the final, the time will be coming up on the final hit during the cutscene.
Yeah.
We'll tell you when it's coming up.
Yeah, I'll be running the fight down while it's happening. So the real name is Shawnee Doms Tindra. Now, what is happening? There's a bunch of sarcophagi coming around. So this phase is pretty easy. You just do the super attack. Try not to get hit. If you fail one of them, well, you have to kill them normally. And now you can see they only take one hit late game. It is pretty easy to kill them, but it can get pretty messy very quickly. Now, the second phase is he's gonna shoot a laser to us, and those weird green things that it didn't have time to shoot, which is a pretty good second part of the fight. Now, he will spawn Paige clones, and you have to attack that to get rid of the crystals in front, and then either throw 3 discs, as Steve is trying to do right now, or throw 1 Paige at the boss. That also works. Fight is going pretty good so far. Still have these Dom sarcophagi. Lose a heart there. That can be hard. But to be very honest, the hard part of the boss will always take 2 hearts or 3 hearts away from you. That's why we get 4 hearts in total. So this is a pattern, well, where the boss will appear around us, and it's always left, front, right, left again, then front, right, up, back, right, and front. And that's one of the hard phases. But if you thought that was hard, oh boy, you're in for a trip with us right now. So now Double H got captured, and we will have to fight Double H's.
That's fine.
Yeah, it is hard. You respawn just on this phase, so it's not that bad. And he will have full life for the last part of the fight. This is already the last part of the fight, so we have to kill the Double H's clones and get rid of the Dom sarcophagi that come around while not getting hit by those green things. Okay, and this is the big moment of the fight. So everything you will see right now from this point on, Steve is doing with reverse controls. So what is left is right, what is up is down, and vice versa. And remember that part where there was that pattern that was like left, right, front, left, right, front? Well, he's gonna have another one, but with reverse controls. The pattern is thankfully always the same, but it can be very hard to get. It's always left, right, up. That was okay. Then right,
Oh
front.
my god. That's fine.
With reverse controls is really hard. It is really hard, and it's okay. He just restarts at the Double H part, but it is really hard. And it was almost at the end there because it's left, right, up, and then it's right, behind, front. No, it's left. What am I saying? Right, behind, up, and then front. No, behind. That's it. I think that's it. I'm kind of confused right now, but I think that's it. I have the muscle memory already down for it, but saying it by heart can be a little confusing sometimes. And after the last hit behind him, the cutscene will start. Well, time will be coming up, so be ready on time.
And time.
Yeah, that was very clean. Good job, Steve.
Kind of a messy ending, but
Yeah.
I'll still take that run. That was a 150-16 on my end, 150-17. That was still a really good run.
Yeah.
I was able to show off all the tricks almost first try each time. Just mishaps with Double H there at the very end, and my ending was not super clean, but that was Beyond Good and Evil, any percent. If you are interested in the game, we also have a Discord. You can go on to speedrun.com and find us there as well. We're looking at, if you're not interested in doing that Early Beluga or some of the other tricks, we're actually looking at a route for a glitchless route at the moment. So if you want to be part of that, come and join us as well. And this is the ending of the game. It's gorgeous. I always like to just have you watch this cutscene as well.
I love how they are all Double H's back there.
Yeah.
Like every soldier is Double H.
All right. And once again, that was Beyond Good and Evil, done in under 2 hours. I hope you enjoyed it. Do you have anything?
Well, yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the Beyond Good and Evil community. It is like a really good community, really welcoming community. I'm new to the scene, and when I came around and just said, "Hey guys, help me out here," everyone helped me out, and they are really supportive. So be sure to, if you're interested, come around on the Discord. We will be very pleased to have you there. And thanks, Steve, for having me.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was super fun. And with that, I think, well, we're good.